Okay, real quick, because my camera's gonna die. Content warning for this video for mentions of nausea, fatigue, medical things. Yeah, and also if I forget to put it in the edit, the screen recording of the website didn't work. In March of 2021, I went to a theatre for the first time to see a musical. I saw Come From Away in Melbourne. And it was fun, it was good. Only problem was the next day I was very nauseous. And it was persistent, so we went to the doctor. And we got a blood test. Blood test was fine. We went through numerous tests. Blood test, I think we did an endoscopy. Keep in mind this was also around the time that we had COVID lockdowns, so I couldn't get most of these things done quickly. Yeah, so the first ones I did, I think that year, because then we went on lockdown. So that year we had the blood test and the endoscopy, gastroscopy, which was fine, I guess, apart from the whole, first time having a gastroscopy in 15 minutes of my life, I'm never getting back. I believe that year I also did an x-ray or a test of some sort. The stuff gets fuzzy and I can't remember because I did so many. I did an ECG, echocardiogram, to see if maybe it was a heart problem that was causing the nausea. The answer to that is no. We had a 24-hour heart monitor that apparently said I had no palpitations, despite the fact that I felt like I had them. But we're gonna move on from that. That's not the point of this video. So we had that. I had an ultrasound just to see if my stomach and stuff were working fine. And then we kind of hit a roadblock. We went to see a gastroenterologist. That was around, I want to say around like August to October of 2022, who ordered some blood tests and also said that, maybe it's just, sometimes we just get random bouts of nausea and then it goes away, so yeah. I won't say the name of him, but that gastroenterologist was going to retire, so I have no idea why he decided he was going to take me on as a new patient, considering he never called me back for my results for my blood test. So that was annoying. Then most of my doctor's conclusions, my GP, general practitioner, most of his conclusions were just maybe it was stress that was causing the nausea. Maybe stress or anxiety or something. He put me on some antidepressants, which I had asked for because I was in a really low point, so we don't count that as him trying to diagnose it because, Also, I was diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, around 14-15. That's important. Then finally we went to see a surgeon who works with patients like this, gastro-digestive type patients. I'm not going to say his name because I don't think I should. I don't want you to know what doctor I go to. He ordered some blood tests. He ordered a HIDA scan that's supposed to check your gallbladder function, and he ordered a gastroscopy that he said he would perform himself. I went and did the blood test. I did the HIDA scan. That was actually very fun. It was like a giant MRI thing, and it had this camera that kind of rotated really slowly around you to get a 3D image of how your body works and things. And I also got to eat a Mars bar to figure out how my gallbladder was going to handle that, so that was fun. And then my gastroscopy was the day before my birthday, so I had decided this year that I'm not going to have a party or anyone come over. I'm just going to celebrate my birthday at home, which was a great idea. gastroscopy day comes around. Very fun. Can a gastroscopy be fun? But yeah, go at the time they tell me to arrive, check in, fill out paperwork, things like that, sit down, wait. My mum and dad were waiting with me, but then my mum was getting really hungry, so I said, you can go get food, I'm gonna be fine on my own. So, did that. I read, and then I had the gastroscopy. And initial thing was doctor said I had some inflammation in my intestines and things. But come back in 2 weeks and I'll let you know the proper diagnosis. So we come back 2 weeks later and we have a diagnosis finally. So he'd taken some biopsies and he went to see in the biopsies if there's any traces of celiac disease, and they came back negative. But then he ordered a genetic test and my genetics said that I had celiac disease. So he said, we're gonna go with that. I want you to go on a gluten-free diet for 3 months and see if that helps at all. I'm here to tell you, I'm a week into this diet. I've been eating gluten-free, and despite it being incredibly boring because I'm mostly eating rice and potatoes and corn, despite it being a little bit annoying, my nausea is gone. It's not there anymore, and it's the best feeling ever. I mean, like, of course, now that I have that confirmation, I do have to sit and be like, well, we'll see what the doctor says when I go back to see him. But we will say I've got celiac because going gluten-free seems to be working. But then comes some worries. If it has been celiac this whole time, how long has this been going? And what damage has it done? Because, and I can say here, that celiac disease says it is a serious autoimmune disease. So, as you see on this page from the Celiac Disease Foundation, which is where I've been reading a lot, this is important because autoimmune is not good. And what happens in this little diagram here is it destroys the little parts of your intestine that are responsible for absorbing nutrients. So we have lots of information here. I'm trying to find, there's a page that talks about the symptoms, and we're going to go through the symptoms together, and I'm going to let you know which ones I was feeling. And yeah, also I'm filming this today because today I ate some chocolate that I thought was going to be fine, but it made me really nauseous. So yeah. So do I have celiac disease? Abdominal pain? Yes. Bloating and gas? Yes. Cognitive impairment? I marked it down just to COVID that I got last year, but I will say I have been experiencing brain fog, and it's not a very nice thing to experience when you spent your life being referred to as the elephant brain who remembers everything. Constipation, diarrhea, I'm not going to say that because this is a online channel and I really don't want people to know how my bowels work. Depression and anxiety, I mean, it's probably also just a given for me. Fatigue, yes. If you've seen some of my other videos where I mentioned the nausea thing, it is nausea and fatigue. I am so tired. Headaches or migraines, I do get headaches. Usually I mark them down to being like, I'm tired, so I have a headache, but yeah. Is itchy, blistery skin rash? I do get random rashes that are itchy, and I never figured out what they were for, and now I think they might have been celiac. Joint pain, yes. Missed periods, I will not delve into that. Mouth ulcers and canker sores, no. Nausea and vomiting, I mean, what was the main symptom that I mentioned? Osteoporosis and osteomalacia. No. Peripheral neuropathy? Not really. Reduced functioning of the spleen? We don't know that. And weight loss? Yes. So another thing about celiac disease is it's a genetic disease, as you realize from the genetic test, which means there was a chance my sister could have gotten this. It turns out I got it, which is fine. But there was also a thing somewhere that said, and I can't remember where it is. I know I've got it. When I find it, I will link it in the description. But there's a thing where sometimes it can be accidentally diagnosed as IBS, because the symptoms are very much the same. So now comes the little voice in the back of my head who's saying, have I had celiac since my IBS diagnosis? And if that's the case, just how much damage is going on in my intestines? I will never know the answer to that, unfortunately. But like, there's many different links and things on the Celiac Foundation website that's very helpful to me. I've been reading a lot to learn more about this and things, and so yeah, and I was thinking maybe I can let you guys join in on my recovery journey and keep it documented. So I can start by saying in this first week off of gluten, I have been having less nausea, which is great. I am extremely exhausted, and I think that's just because my body is getting back to absorbing nutrients properly, and so it's getting tired because it's absorbing so many nutrients. But also, I can feel my intestines healing, and it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's great because it doesn't hurt, and that is nice. Because the main thing with my IBS was I'd get a lot of stomach cramps and pains, and I'm not feeling that anymore, and it's so relieving. So I'm thinking I can check in with you. I might make it like a mega vlog thing where I'll check in with you every week. So every Saturday night I'll check in and be like, this week this has happened and things like that. Today and last Sunday I kind of ate some gluten, so that made my thing worse, but I think if I try going strictly gluten free, we'll see how this works, and I will keep checking in with you. But all this to say, I have celiac disease. I figured out what's wrong with my nausea, and we're going to explore this journey of recovery together. So I would like to say thank you for watching. I'm so sorry if this was too much information. I just wanted to get this out there. There will be a sewing video next week, don't worry, or maybe it was already posted, don't remember. I wish my dog Zoe, who was there all through this nausea thing, was still around when we found out what was wrong, because I'm pretty sure she might have known, and so maybe she would have just sat there looking at me like I knew that, but we'll never know because, yeah. But, so thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to follow me on this journey through trying to recover from celiac disease, because I have no idea how long I've had this. Also subscribe for sewing content, because I'll try doing more of that, and the shorts are really fun to do. I've got one more month of uni and then I'm on break, so you'll get more regular videos. But yeah, so I'll see you next week. Leave comments if you have celiac disease or some other autoimmune disorder. I love learning things, so I'd be happy to find that out. And I'll see you next week. Bye!